John Livia here, your host of Serious and Silliness Outcast and Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. We have a great new sponsor, Jersey Alternative Medicine, Anti-Aging and Hormone Replacement Clinic. Just go to the website, njaltmeds.com. That's njaltmeds.com. Or you give them a call at 609-977-2981. So what do? They actually offer a variety of services like TRT replacement, medical weight loss, female sexual health, male sexual health, injectable peptides, anti-aging treatment. And this is all under the eyes of an actual physician. You fill out an intake form. You go over symptoms with a clinician, and they will customize medication that you could take. And the best part is it's prescribed by a physician and it is delivered to your doorstep in all 50 states. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. That is njaltmeds.com, 609-977-2981. Go to Jersey Alternative Medicine now and get healthy.
Mask on for it.
Go ahead. Put it on.
Luke, I am your father.
Oh shit.
This one's. Oh, hold on, I got to push OK, don't I? Fucking hell. This one's too hard to get on this one because you got to connect it all to your head and
Oh
shit.
shit.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you're into all that.
He
shit,
got the
huh?
real. He got the real deal right there.
I'm into it, but then I sometimes sit here and I look at it sitting over there and I go, "What a waste of fucking money! Why did I buy this shit?"
How much did you spend on that thing?
I think that was a couple of hundred. I got the new one of these coming. Like this one's okay. Like this one's not bad.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
But I've
That's
got the new
pretty.
one coming, the one that's voice activated. So when you say Jarvis open, it opens automatically, goes. This
Oh,
one I
very.
got to do manual, see? So this is like shit.
Greg, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
All right,
Did you start already?
we're done. We're rolling.
Oh, you are rolling. Okay,
Yeah.
I was in the back house.
Welcome to the party, Greg.
All right, hold on, Greg. That's
Yeah.
the guy with the San Francisco hat on is Luke. He just
Hey,
did
Luke.
his
How you doing, Greg?
he
How you
just did
doing, Luke?
his
Man, I watch you guys all the time.
and the
Thanks.
and the other guy is
You
Bo
must get bored.
Lewis.
You must get bored.
Bo?
Why did you watch out?
Yeah.
There he is. How you
So
doing?
What's
so
going
Bo,
on?
Bo's a
Hey, how
two
y'all doing?
Bo's a
Hey.
212 bodybuilder. Luke just did his pro debut at the Legion.
Oh, good. God bless you guys.
What do you want to do that for? What do you want to compete for? That's stupid.
Please, my boy.
Wake up to yourself. Come on.
Yeah.
Please, my boy.
And now we're
Greg and I
uh,
going to be like those old men that in the gym go, now listen, young kids, as you get older, it's going to be like this and your joints are going to hurt. And then you look at us and go, oh, fuck off, you old cunt. You don't know what you're talking about.
yeah. I had Leon last week, and I had a whole list of questions I was going to ask him. I had to throw him out the window. It was a waste of time. It was a complete waste. But I have to do the sponsor, Beer League Warriors Apparel. Go to Instagram, Beer League Warriors Apparel. This is their shirts. Great workout clothing. Just DM the guy and buy a shirt. Support small business. That's it.
But you should know if you're a bodybuilder. Who the fuck wears white? What bodybuilder can keep a white t-shirt clean? Come on.
I just put it on, bro.
If it's not spilling your food, it's taking a shot and the blood coming through the shoulder later on. You don't wear white.
You know, Greg.
Doctor reps increase the dosage.
Greg is the only one that'll be able to relate to this. My wife can't figure out how I can wear a white t-shirt on Sunday and not get any sauce on my shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a guinea for you.
Yeah, she can't fucking. She goes, "How do you wear white and not?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess I can
Well,
just get
sorry.
You're
over
right.
it."
What kind of Italian are you? You gotta give you be fucking when we eat. I get it on my face. My girlfriend's like, you got food on your face, you know? Meatball right here, you know?
It's the
I
truth.
saw a girl at the gym yesterday, white top, white pants. I just went, fuck. Hope it's not her time of the month today because
Oh yeah.
John, Lee Priest was over my house, right? And I bought a fucking Italian wedge, a roast beef wedge, and he freaked out because it was all red, you know, because we like, you know, I like it, you know, he made me cook it more. He's like, and he's sticking his finger in there like he's
Oh,
fingering you.
if you had seen this sandwich, the meat was that raw. It was like a vagina on a period on 2 bits of fucking bread.
Yeah, he
I
was like,
know.
"What are you feeding me, cunt lips?" He was like sticking his finger in there. I had to cook it. He made me cook it on the stove. I had to cook the roast beef. What, Joe Zapata was here. He ate the thing.
The
Actually,
bread was soaking in blood. The bread had blood in it. It's like, come on.
oh man,
Listen,
yeah.
but
All right. Well,
got it
are
from
we
Italian.
ever are we gonna get to bodybuilding today? Nah, fuck it.
Oh, is that what this is about? No,
Like,
this is
yeah, we gotta mention Luke did his pro debut and he came in ninth at the Legion, which is pretty damn good out of 23 guys.
hey,
That a
And
boy.
that's a good number because my very first pro show at Niagara Falls, I got ninth. So ninth is a good start, Luke.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
pretty damn good. And he beat who? What was the guy that he beat? Justin Rodriguez.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the other guy, if he comes on, Dorian, he won the Daytona Masters Pro. So he
Oh,
qualified to
like
go to the
hey,
Masters.
Daytona 500. What he races NASCAR, does he? Or what?
No. So he got qualified to do the Masters Olympia next year. And Bo is a 212 bodybuilder. So
Right. Well, there you go. Dude,
anyway.
aren't they going to raise the weight class?
Oh,
Up
they
I
there?
Bo?
said,
I
I
don't know.
said, I said, get rid of the weight. I said, go to height. Go back to like the Arnold and Franco, like 5'6", 5'7", and under. That way, if you're 5'6", 5'7", you can, sometimes 212. A lot of guys have to sacrifice a bit of muscle. At least go on by height. If you're 5'6" or whatever, you can still maybe weigh 215, 218, and then, like I said, Franco and Arnold was always by height. So yeah.
And you didn't have any height. It was all every man for himself, and
That's
you were there.
right, John.
When
Back
I
in
used
my
to compete, it
day.
was like,
Back
That's
in my
right.
day.
dude, I competed in the 70s. It was like, remember, I'm
Jesus.
64 years old. You know what
Are
I'm
you
saying?
really?
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
64.
You
So
look
I
Well,
sexy.
competed in
You
the
look
70s
very
in the
sexy for you.
AAU. It was only height. There was no weight class.
when
Really?
Greg
Later.
competed, fucking Noah, Moses, and all them were judging the show. Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Uh,
uh,
when
Bo,
Lee and I get together, we never talk about bodybuilding. We talk about everything but bodybuilding.
that's
I know
fine. We
the
don't
most
have to
sex.
talk about
He
that.
put his dick pic on my phone, right? I got my phone and I got Lee Priest's penis on my phone as my.
It's not like that. It was an operation picture where I did silly things and took too many Viagra's one night. Then my mate said, inject this stuff into it and makes it hard. So after 3 days of being hard, I had to go to the hospital and get it drained. And let's just say it wasn't fun, but that was an
Dude, you
experience.
got to see it. The fucking penis, his dick was purple, right? I had a purple penis at my fucking no, but that's because of the catheter. That's what he did. That
I
shit's.
What?
mean, like it was like blood everywhere. I was like, oh, it
Wait.
was a mess.
What did you do? What
You
is
know
it?
the shit that they prostaglandins that you take, like old men take that shit to get a hard on. If you got your fucking prostate removed, they give you prostaglandins. It give you an
Uh,
instant hard on. You could be like king in the
uh,
jungle in 2 seconds. But the problem
uh,
is,
it's referred
you
to
know,
as trimix
yeah,
injection.
well, that's another. Yeah, that's a brand of
It,
it.
it's in my refrigerator.
There you go. Well, Mike,
Well, John, I'll send you a photo after this podcast, and
Thanks.
you'll never want
John,
to use it. Trust me, you'll never want to use
Oh.
John, you don't want to see that photo, bro. He was black and blue to his belly button. It was so bad.
it.
All right, so since we're talking about this, Bo, I'm just gonna bring up your Instagram.
Oh man.
Yeah, since we're talking about it, I'm just gonna bring up Bo's Instagram. So Bo is a really good 212 bodybuilder, and he has won the New York Pro before, but that's not what he's famous about.
He looks like John Gotti there.
So this is Bo.
Yes. Bo doesn't need it, or if he does, he'll poke himself in the fucking head.
Here's another one. Jesus Christ. Oh shit. Anyway. All right, so I got an announcement.
Bo,
Lee.
you're in the wrong business, Bo.
Look, that what Flex Lewis brother told me one time. I was in the wrong business.
Started an only.
Lee, are you gonna be on RX Muscle for the Olympia at all? Or are you gonna be
I'm not sure. I just had to fill out all my paperwork here. I got to get eye surgery on the 9th. Got to get like permanent lens put in this eye and shit. So I don't know. If I'm feeling up to it, I might, but I'm not sure. So sometimes I just like I like the things and after, but it's like I don't know. It's like these prediction shows. They're fun, but no one's ever fucking right to the day to show. It's like you can see somebody a week out that look like they're going to win, then the day of the show you're like, what happened to them? And then you see guys a week out, you're like, they're off. Day of the show, they hit their mark. So until I see them step on stage, I never get into the predictions that much.
But the live feed, Dave always has a live feed going.
I don't know. I might sit outside and watch the grass grow. Might be much.
well, I got an announcement.
Lee's going to fight.
I'm too cheap to pay for it. I'm too cheap to pay for the fucking live feed. You don't have to see who's playing it on YouTube.
but you'll spend $200 on a Darth Vader hat.
Well, that's like, hey, not even that. But what about this one?
Oh Jesus!
Which one is that?
It's Drake.
Judge Drake.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
I'm with him on that one. I spent 200 for that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you, John. You don't know shit. I'm just going to talk to Bo.
I am the law.
All right. Well, I'm going to be on RX Muscle, and I'm going to be actually on the panel on for the Olympia for both Friday and Saturday, because Dave's crew is going to be in the Olympia, actually at the Olympia, and he needs somebody to man the technical part, the StreamYard and all that crap. So he gave me a phone call, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, no problem, I'll do it." So it's
well, look at you getting in with the big wigs.
I'm telling you, bro.
You know what's funny? Back in the day, John, Robbie Robinson would walk around in the gym looking like he'd win any show because he never changed. What he looked like, even a month out, 2 months out, he was fucking always ripped, always, hard, but then he never changed during the show. He looked like that all around. So it's hard to predict. If you would have saw him a month out from like the Mr. Olympia back in the day, you would have been like, dude, look at it. Look what he looks like. Oh man, wait till he dials in, and he never dialed in. He just walked around. That's
I'm jealous. I'm jealous of how he looks now. Still, it's in his 70s.
Dude, Robbie Robinson's a freak of nature, but actually,
he's a fucking nut too.
Is he really?
Oh, bro, I saw him sitting. I walked in when I was in Gold's Gym in like 1981. He was sitting there in front of his locker, right? He was upstairs. They had a locker room upstairs, so he was sitting there. And I trained for like 3 hours, no shit. And I got back up. He was still sitting, staring in his locker, in his underwear. You know what I mean? He's wacky, man. He's really wacky. Tanya Knight was telling me she was at a party and he was sitting by himself inside. You know what I mean? He's just staring at a TV that wasn't even turned on. And she said hours and hours later, she went back and he was still sitting there just looking at the
TV. Robbie likes a little bit of the old Ganya, so he likes it. Generally all the time in the gym he was high, and I can attest to this because I don't smoke, but occasionally I make those brownies. And when I make the brownies, I just sit there staring at the TV like that for hours.
Yo, the last time I smoked weed, I think I was in high school. I was never a big weed smoker.
I can't smoke it, but I can like eat it if it's in something. I can't smoke it. The only thing, I never drank, I never smoked it. No, but I met had a girlfriend when I was 42, just before the universe. And she introduced me to a bit of cocaine. So for a couple of years there, I sort of went on a few cocaine benders. That sort of.
No.
Dorian, what's up, man?
Hey, John Lee.
All right. Hey. Does everybody know Dorian Haywood, the newest Masters? What'd you do? You did something good.
Daytona Pro.
He won the Daytona Pro, and he is going to the Masters Olympia next year in Japan.
Qualified. Let's go.
That's right. Did you guys, speaking of old school bodybuilders, Greg, did you hear this? Nick Trigilli was on a podcast. I don't know. I forgot what podcast it was, right? And he was talking about not Robbie Robinson, Charles Glass. Yes. And he said that Charles Glass is a master when it comes to synthol injections. And he was talking about how he actually takes like an insulin syringe and he uses very little. He knows exactly where to put it and what muscle to make it look all even and so on and so forth. And he said that he was in like a posing room with Charles Glass, showing Nick exactly how to do it and pose it and so on and so forth. Is that true?
Yeah, I seen what you was talking about though.
Oh yeah.
I never heard that, but I tell you what, I don't know how the fuck anybody can get any oil through a fucking insulin needle.
I know, really.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
fucking ask Greg. He knows, all right.
Damn right.
When it comes to arms and shit, his arms exploded.
Oh, that's I totally forgot about that. I'm asking the master of synthol. Jesus Christ.
Wait. I didn't take
Synthol, it was just
synthol. That's
oil.
all. I took the oil-based steroids like that, or locally. You know what I mean? Dude, that was in the 1990s. Everybody still talks to me about, dude, are you okay? The whole exploding arm thing. That was a hematoma. They mixed two stories together. I didn't have any infection. I didn't almost die. None of that shit.
It wasn't
remember,
synthol.
Greg was
No, there was
like
balloon. That big balloon arm was blood. If you look at the video, you can see I filled up a big thing like this of blood. It was a hematoma. It was only one arm. It looked like a fucking balloon.
You got to remember, Greg was putting a whole bottle in his arm almost every day of testosterone.
He's right. He's right. I used to, I was a drug dealer, so I had it like that. I used to take.
Greg, you don't use the product, you sell it. You don't use it. Get with it.
I used to take this. I got Steris, right? I used to sell all the Steris. That's what I went to jail for. But what happened was I used to take a bottle of test. Okay, I like propionate, 200 milligrams. I would take 10 cc's on Monday, 10 cc's on Wednesday, and 10 cc's on Friday. That's 6,000 milligrams. That's just the test. That don't count like the Russian sustenance and all that shit.
Greg, how long you went to jail for drug dealing?
Yeah.
Bo went to jail. Tell him what you went to jail for, Bo. One word.
Looking good.
Yeah. Come on. Just say the word. Just one word. All you gotta do is say one word.
Murder.
What was it?
Murder.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we did a whole fucking video on it. And I'm glad he's my friend, that's for sure.
Lee, do you remember in 2018, I think you was with Black Skull at the Olympia that year?
I would have been with Black Skull 18. Yeah, I think that was my last year with him.
You don't even remember. You probably was the first person that told me. Now, you asked me, was I pro? And I told you, no. You said, well, you about to go pro. You don't even remember that, though.
No, well, at least I was right, though.
Yeah, you right.
What did you kill? Did you kill somebody with that dong?
That was like
Did you kill a girl with that dong?
Greg's in his 60s. I'm 52. Once you get over 50, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
I'm 64, bro. 5 and change, I'll be 70.
And you look at two, you bag of shit.
That's my friend.
No, Bo killed somebody with his bare hands. He needed nothing.
Oh, I thought maybe he killed some.
We say allegedly, accidentally, John. Don't.
Oh, sorry. No, Greg, he didn't kill anybody with his dick. He didn't fuck a girl to death or anything like that. No, it wasn't like
almost.
Even though I did have when I did that confession show, there was a confession where somebody wrote in and they said that they ruptured their girlfriend's cervix. That wasn't you that wrote that in, was it, Bo?
That wasn't me. I ain't do it.
Jesus Christ. I couldn't.
You know that, remember Elvira that used to be on TV?
Yeah.
You know that when she was 18 years old, she had to go to the hospital because she was a Vegas showgirl, and Tom Jones, they said, has a dick that's like a foot long, and he fucking banged her, and it was so bad he ripped her inside.
Jesus Christ.
He ripped inside her, and she actually spent time in the hospital from getting banged by him.
I used to fucking crank one off to fucking Elvira.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else? You know who else I used to crank one off to?
Who's that?
Wheezy from the Jeffersons.
Oh,
Jesus. Now I know you're full of shit.
No. Do you remember the episode? It was a Halloween episode, and Wheezy came out. Wheezy came out dressed as Mae West, and she had her titties pushed together, and she had cleavage. And I was like, I don't know, fucking 10, and I was just like, fucking.
Do we need to let you go for 5 minutes, John, to just and come back? It's like you're reliving that moment.
Yeah. Now forget it. Now when I jerk off, first of all, half the time I forget I'm jerking off, and then I go get a drink of water, and then I just put my dick away.
I wake up and it might be hard. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to jerk off. I go, oh, fuck, it's too hard. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, no, it's the truth.
I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath after 2 strokes. I'm like, oh, fuck this.
After 40, I stop and get a glass of water.
No, not me. My girlfriend's 27 years younger than me, and she's Latin. And I've been with her almost 18 years. So We have sex all the time.
You have no
He's
no
young.
choice.
But
Yeah,
I've been to Greg's house, and let me just tell you, in his room, apart from all the noise machines they got to sleep to, he has a big supply of chloroform. So we understand why she sleeps with him.
He's right
Holy
about the noisemakers. I have to sleep with noise. I can't sleep to quiet. I have these noisemakers. Lee's in there like, what? I get Jimmy the Bull in there, Jimmy Paletia, and Lee laying on my bed. And he's like, what?
I've never heard anything like it. You've heard white noise machines, haven't you? It's just like a. Greg's got the TV. He's got two noisemakers on each side of the bed, and it sounds like when you're boarding a plane and they got the fucking engine running.
Yeah, what kind of
sounds like?
What kind of noisemakers do you have?
I bought these noisemaker things, and I have a TV, the old black and white TV. I put it on like static. Like this.
Really?
So yeah, me and my girlfriend, we sleep to that shit. It's so fucking loud. There could be like gunfire outside my house. You'd never know. We would be like,
How do you? Your girl likes to sleep like that too?
yeah. Well, I mean, now we've been together almost 18 years, so she's used to it.
I have to sleep. It's got to be quiet. I need the lights off. Everything's got to be perfect. If my dogs start barking, I get pissed off.
Well, see, 18 years, his girlfriend has that. What do they call it? Stockholm syndrome. Once your captive becomes it so long, they just.
Oh shit!
I let her out of the basement, But no, it's true. Lee will tell you it's true. I got the old noisemaker. I got a bunch of them.
It's loud. It's loud.
It's really loud. Jimmy the Bull's like, how can you sleep to this shit? But
yeah, I wouldn't be able.
So used to that.
Yeah, I got a sound machine.
What's that?
I got a sound machine in my room.
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
I can't sleep to quiet. It's just
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Both of you guys were in prison, so that if you were sleeping, did you hear guys jerking off? Like,
no, you know what I used to hear at night? Brrr, like that. The blood. I was in with the blood, so they'd be screaming on, and you hear at 2 a.m. Brrr, and then the guy down here be like, and they'd be back and forth, and I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, you really can't say anything, right?
But wait, you know what Lee likes the most? My cars. Ask him about those things.
Well,
it's like, what the fuck? It's got
It's like if you went. Remember the good old show Sanford and Son, that great show, and they had the junkyard.
Yeah,
it'd be like if Sanford and his son put a car together from all that shit in their yard. Now, nothing against Greg's car, but the bumper bar's on with tape. The wipers don't work, I don't think. The seat looks like 200 coal miners have had a fucking orgy on the front seat. I mean, this thing is like, it should be in a museum. His car should be like a national treasure, because how it even goes is beyond me.
He was trying to sell my car. He was like, we should have an auction. We should say, dude, I have like crank windows, right? Who the fuck has got crank? I get crank windows.
You got fucking super glue holding your windscreen in your wank.
How old is the car?
Well, it's a 2000. I get two cars. One's a 2000 Honda Civic. That's the one that has the crank windows, but the handles are missing in the back, so you can't even open the windows. Right?
Yeah, and the other one
came off.
You don't want them people getting out.
And he's like, right on the bumper. I have the bumpers held on by fucking zip ties, right? He's like, I'm the worst driver. I bump into shit. I drive over like fucking. When you're in a parking lot and they get the little like half curb, little like this, I drive over it. I'm like, fuck, and it rips off the bumper and shit,
And how? What's the other car?
A Hyundai Elantra, which is 2008.
Ooh.
Okay.
Drug sales were good that month. He went all out.
Dude, I don't deserve a good car, bro. If you gave me a fucking Lamborghini, I'd sell it and keep the money and still drive those pieces of shit.
Well, Dorian just totaled his vet.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Just totally smashed it. They actually gave me the check for it yesterday. The insurance company did. But I'm lucky to walk away with that with no injuries. I'm just grateful to be alive after that shit.
Yeah,
I don't want that car anymore.
I'm selling my '68 Camaro just because when you have something nice, people don't respect it. You park it somewhere, they want to scratch it and damage it. So I'm going back to old school. I'm selling my '68 Camaro. I'm going back to a military Hummer.
I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. Nobody wants to scratch my car. They're like fucking afraid to park near me. You know what I mean?
I'm going back to the military Hummer just so I can drive anywhere, park anywhere.
I just test drove a Hummer, Lee.
Yeah?
Which one?
I don't fit the fucker.
H1. Oh, you only got a small room here. You got all the room in the middle, but yeah, like
yeah, I know. I kind of spoiled my dream. I always wanted one of those, but I don't even.
That's why it's great, because you sit here and your wife's like half a mile away from you, so she can't pick you. That's perfect.
Dorian, just out of
drive a Hummer. Steve, what kind of Hummer does Steve have? I've been in
H1. He had a H1 Hummer, yeah.
Yeah, he used to drive, but it was older though, Lee. That thing was old. It wasn't a new one. You know what I'm saying? He drove the fucking,
Well, the new one they're coming out with is meant to be like electric, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all electric. Yeah.
Yes.
Dorian, just out of curiosity, what was first place at the Daytona Pro? What was the check?
I don't even want to tell you.
Really?
They gave me $200.
Get the fuck out of here!
Right. Oh no.
Yeah, right.
I know that. I think there was 2 open classes there, being like figure open and men's physique open. I think they had like bigger checks, but I don't.
Did you ever hear the story?
Wait, you won bodybuilding masters and qualified to go to the Masters Olympia, and you got $200.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man!
Man,
it's a fucking joke.
Listen, John, did you ever hear the story? 1971, Schwarzenegger won the Olympia, right? He gets up on stage. Joe Weider.
Did he hear the story? He wasn't born. How could he hear the story? Jesus
Okay.
Wait, listen. So Arnold wins the Olympia. He gets the check from Joe Weider and walks off the stage, right? So everybody's chanting, Arnold, Arnold. So Weider calls him back out, goes, come on, Arnold, come back out here. They're calling you. They want to hear from you. You just won the Olympia. So he goes up to the mic and he fucking holds up his check. And he goes, I just want to say I busted my ass all year long. I kicked my, I worked out really hard. And all I got was this fucking check for $1,000. And he walked out. Because back then, even the Olympia was the, dude, up until like
Yeah, but what year was it?
That was 71.
That's a lot of money for 71. That's like giving.
What are you going to do? Is say, dude, by the time you pay for all your, shit, the babanya and all that other shit, no way. This sport, even today, what is 5th place in the Mr. Olympia make? What is 5th in the Mr. Olympia make?
I'd have to look. I know first. Is it 3? No, it's a little bit more than that. 5th place. Jason Arns, can you hear me?
Hey, Jason.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
Jason.
Yeah,
Hey, Lee.
Hey,
Hey,
How you doing, Jason? How you been, man?
good, man. Look at you. You look handsome as ever.
No, I'm an ugly motherfucker. Just ask my girlfriend. My girlfriend likes ugly guys. She thinks George Bush is hot. I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, yeah, all right. Yeah, now I'm questioning her judgment.
See this on the wall here? It's hard to see, but see this thing right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's from the state of Texas. George Bush made me honorary Texan and signed that thing there. See that?
Wow, that's impressive.
And the one beside it's from the Queen of England. I got a letter back from the Queen because I wrote to her. My wife's like, what do you write the Queen for? She won't reply back. Because normally they have ladies in waiting that reply back their thing, but the odd occasion she gets a letter and replies. So that one's from the Queen. And that one's from George Bush.
Really?
And that's me and John Travolta.
That's funny.
That's great.
Dorian, tell Jason how much you won at the Daytona Pro.
Ready, Justin, get ready.
$200.
So you got a tank of gas and dinner. All right, not bad.
Not even dinner. I can't believe they only gave the winner of the fucking bodybuilding $200. That's
would you even do it? I was like, why would you even give that? It's almost like
it's an insult.
I know, right?
I think it's basically my entry fee.
But yeah, right.
I didn't do it for the money. I did it to qualify for the. So.
No, I get it totally. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, 100%. But
I'll put that. An entry fee. I'm grateful I got $200, but
there was an entry fee.
Masters, yeah.
Yeah, for all masters shows, they make you pay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ!
You don't get a pensioner's rate when you do the Masters. What the fuck?
What a scam! Jesus
this
Christ!
Is bullshit.
Wow.
I'm telling you, there's no money in it. Just what does 5th or 6th place make at the Olympia? They probably only make like
5th place. I think
15,
it's 20
grand.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
25. Yeah. You're the 5th best bodybuilder in the world, and you're making 25 grand. Do you know how fucking insulting that is? Go hit baseballs just to if you play one major league, if you just make the majors, the bottom pay is like $675,000.
That's always been the case. Bodybuilders have always had to
Yeah.
make
You
money
don't,
elsewhere and
you
not
don't, you
rely
don't
on
get
the.
into you don't get into bodybuilding for the money. You do it because you
Oh,
love it. And
Right.
I mean,
if you happen to get
yeah.
paid, that's a bonus. But I think I told you the story, didn't I, John, where I was doing the treadmill 2 weeks out from the Ironman that I won. And you know, those last 2 weeks, you're mentally fried. You're thinking, why am I doing this? Fuck this. I hate it. It's just like, and I'm watching ESPN while I'm doing the treadmill. And there's this big competition on. It's flashing up. The winner gets $1 million. The stadium's full. I'm like, cool, I'll watch this. And as I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, fuck, I don't want to compete. I feel shit. The guy won $1 million, and it was the world champion rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
Holy
shit.
shit.
And I'm thinking, I'm fucking killing myself here, dieting, cardio, treadmill. And these fuckers are standing there going,
Lee, I seen that shit on ESPN. They had the World Series of darts, and they were making
yeah.
like $3 million. The winner, he's throwing darts like this. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Arns, are you joining me next weekend?
Yeah, I'll be on.
All
Who else
right,
is jump-
cool.
Who else is?
So
I'll be in Virginia. But I'll have to do it from the hotel.
yeah, it's me, you, and King Kamali, and we're going to be hosting RX Muscle live feed at the Olympia.
King's going to put Hardy. King loves Hardy and all the people. He loves the Persians and the Iranians.
yeah, he loves the Middle Easterns. Loves the Middle Easterns. Loves them.
King hooked me up with a fucking tranny in a fucking nightclub once. Ask about that. You see him say, "No, Valentino, you hooked up Valentino with a tranny at the."
All right, now you got to tell
He
that
was hot as
story.
hell too.
Yeah.
But
Did you follow through? You met the tranny.
she wouldn't let me. She wanted him. Ask him
Greg,
about
I
it.
can assure you, Greg did. He was infamous for that. He loved him.
Dude, I would have fucking popped her right in the can. I would have gave her ham in a can. My ham in her can, right there.
Those nightclubs are dark, and when they're bent over, if it's got a wig on.
You would just move the dick right out of the way. Just move the dick up.
When you see Kamali, say, "Yo, Valentino said you try to hook him up with some tranny at a sound factory." She didn't like me. She liked him.
Well, back in the day, we've been with some female bodybuilders where you are almost sword fighting down there with what they got. So,
Yeah.
I've never been with a female bodybuilder. I've always wanted to. I've never been.
I
You know?
was with this girl named Sharon Wheeler. I was 15. She was like 6'2", so I'm like 15 years old, 120 odd pounds. I had to go guest pose, and I hooked up with her one night in the hotel. And when I went down on her, I almost lost a fucking eye from that thing. It's like they almost poked me in the eye, and then I started having flashbacks to pornos. I'm like, do I do that or do I do this to it? I'm not sure because it was that big. I'm not sure what action I had to use on this thing.
The visual of seeing you and her, because you and I are short. You know what I mean? It is fucking. She's up here. You look like a little kid. You're
It's like a fucking chihuahua behind the Great Dane. Spread your legs more. Spread your legs more.
So you had to.
Bo wouldn't have this problem because Bo's lucky, but Bo wouldn't have this problem. But I've had a couple of threesomes in the day, and the double penetration shit. Unless you're really well hung, trying to keep them both in at the same time is fucking hard. One's going in, one's coming out, one's fucking this. And then this isn't like on the pornos. It seems so easy on the porno. And I got my leg up like this. I'm getting the fucking cramp. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Never had a threesome either. Never had a threesome.
They're overrated. They're overrated.
Never had a threesome. Never had a muscle bitch. Sorry, Greg. Never had a tranny.
You should have banged. You should have banged. Talk to King Kamali about that. When you see him, ask him. Say Valentino said. He'll be like, "Holy Christ!" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will. I will. I don't.
Be in the Sound Factory, all of us, me, him, Bob Bonham, and everything. Well, we'd have a blast.
Well, back then, King Kamali was like, on top of the world. He was like one of the best bodybuilders in the world. So of course, all the girls were throwing themselves.
You know what's funny though?
All the trainees were throwing themselves at him.
We'd be in there with Craig Titus, and that was.
I remember Craig and King backstage at a couple of shows would almost be in the blows. I remember we're at an Ironman. I think it was the Ironman. We're backstage. It could have been one of them, and Craig was there, and King was there, and Craig had like some chocolate chip cookies and that. He's like, "Do you want some, Lee?" "Yeah, I'll have some," and this and that. He goes to King, "Do you want some?" And at the same time, King's taking his shirt off. He's like, "Nah, fuck you, better not have any. You fucking missed it today." And then he goes off somewhere else.
Oh,
then a week later, we're at the Arnold, and we're pumping up again. And backstage, King's standing over there, and Craig looks over and goes, So how you looking today? Do you think you hit it? And King just like, ugh, and he's pacing back and forth like a caged lion. All of a sudden he takes his shirt off. You hear Craig go, "Oh no, you fucked up again."
Oh shit.
I mean, just they were always at each other.
Dude, yeah, I was in the middle of that shit. Fucking Craig Titus called me up and said, "What did Kamali say about me?" Because they were, we'd be in Sound Factory with, Robbie Lopez and all the guys. It was, it's great times, man. But he would, they would be staring at each other, and you could tell, like, Titus wanted to like fucking jump in a second. He was like,
you're saying Craig wanted to put him in the trunk of his car and set it on fire?
You know what the funniest thing is? I went in, dude.
Too soon? Too soon?
No, not at all.
I went into the bathroom. I went into the bathroom, right? And I was talking with Kelly, Kelly Ryan, and then I went in. I fucking took a wicked shit because Kamali kept buying me all these goddamn nasty fucking sodas and shit, right? So I took a shit, and fucking Victor Martinez comes in. He goes, "Holy Christ, it stinks in here." And I said, "That was Kelly. She was just in here and she shit."
That's funny because I met Kelly at the very first show she won. I think it was North Carolina she came from or somewhere over there. And she was, when I gave her the trophy and that we're backstage talking, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to move out to Venice." And then I said, "Okay, well, just be careful. There's a lot of weirdos." And that she's like, "Oh, yeah." She's like, "I'm okay." She goes, "I'll never date a bodybuilder, never." And then I saw her with Craig. I'm like, "Oh boy,
Yeah.
you picked the good one."
every time a girl says something, just know she's going to do the opposite. Just complete. As soon as they say anything, the opposite is true. It's unbelievable. It's unreal.
Like when you ask them, if you get with a girl and you'll be asked like, "When did you last have sex?" And that, guys are normally honest. "Oh, a week ago, 2 weeks." A girl's always 2 months, 4 months, 6. It's always months. It's like, be honest. Say you got laid last night. I'll have more respect for you. But they always try and make out like it's been such a long time. And
because they know
you have sex the next day and they're like, "Oh, you're so wet. You're so wet." I'm thinking, that's just the jizz from the guy the night before, you bitch. You ain't wet. You ain't wet at all.
Some leftovers.
Oh, this exactly. Is that the girl you went down on, Lee? Oh.
I always wondered, it's because they always say guys are dogs and dirty. I said, listen, at least when we shower, it's like when you wash your car, you can get your junk and you can scrub it and wash it. You can see what you're cleaning. I said, those girls, they get all that shit shot up there. You don't know whose DNA is hiding behind their fallopian tube and their ovaries. There could be like leftovers up there from like an old smorgasbord orgy. Like you could be stuck in there, at least, unless you get the fucking hose in there and hose them out.
That's why you get a shower massage.
What's up there?
Shove it up there. Take the shower massage.
It's called a douche.
Lee, didn't you fuck around with some chick that shit in the shower right on you and just took a shit in the shower or something like that?
Now, when you say it like that, Greg, it sounds very disgusting. Okay,
all the romance out of it.
The romance, exactly. Thank you. We're in a sexual mood, and we decided we're going to have anal sex. So she goes, "Wait a minute, I could have stuff in there. Let's go get an enema, and we'll clean out, and then we'll do it." I'm like, "Okay." So we go get the enema. She puts it in, and I'm, you're horny, you just want to go, and she's got to wait 30 minutes. I'm like, 30 fucking minutes. I'm like, fuck it, let's just get in the shower. So I'm in the shower and I put it in her ass and I start to hit her. All of a sudden, shit starts coming out. And all of a sudden, but once you get that fuck mind going, you don't care. And as I'm banging, shit's come out, it's going everywhere. I'm like, this is fucking cool. I'm hitting it harder. Shit's going all over the curtain, the wall. The second I shot my load, I was like, this is fucking disgusting. What the fuck? The smell, the look of it, everything hit me once I shot my load. I'm like, at the time I had that girl and I thought it was great. We did a bit of blow.
That's why you got to use a disposable enema. I use it all the time, bro. I know shit without using it. Steve Bleckman used to tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't use that all the time." I keep it in my sock when we go to the expos. You know what I'm saying? You got to use it. Don't use those fucking long-term shit.
But the worst thing was, too, I was with this girl and we're doing a bit of, the old creatine up the nose. And I'm like, "Oh, let's have sex." She's like, "I can't. I'm on my period." I'm like, who cares? I said, let's pretend you're a virgin and I'm your first and I just busted your cherry. So she's like, "Okay, let's do it." So because I'm all fucking high on coke, I go down, I pull the tampon out with my fucking teeth.
Sweet Jesus.
I go up to her, I start kissing her. So we're passing her tampon's like, nice and full of blood. We're passing it back and forth while we're kissing. And I think this is great. Then I take it out of her mouth and I squeeze the blood over her nipples. And lick
Dude, I'm going to throw up. What the fuck, man?
Hey. Sometimes when you're on those mind-altering creatine, it's actually fun at the time.
You sound like a vampire.
Once I shot my load and looked over the side of the bed and saw this tampon on the floor, I'm like, who is this other person? I'm like a Jekyll and Hyde when
Jesus Christ. Like all ashamed of yourself.
I'm ready to call the police and have myself arrested sometimes. I'm like, there's been some sort of assault here.
Arns did what'd you do? Use peanut butter as lubricant? I forgot the story. You stuck your dick in peanut butter for some reason.
No, I peed. I peed in the girl's peanut butter jar because she was stealing from me.
Nice.
Hey, that's a long story.
Since we're telling
John always tells it wrong.
Yeah. Since we're telling one stories, I'm in my 20s. I meet this girl, and I'm not like you guys where I was like world famous. Okay, so when I'm in my 20s, I would fuck pretty much anything that walked. All right, because I had to get what I had to get. All right, so it was this fat Jewish girl from Brooklyn, and I was living in Staten Island at the time, right? And so I got a hotel room, and I brought her, and she had these big tits, and at 20 years old, I was like 23. It's all I needed, right? So I bring her over to the hotel, and we're done. I shoot my load. We're done. And I go into the bathroom to take the fucking condom off, and I'm looking at myself in disgust because I just fucked this fat fucking slob, right? Just this disgusting dude. She was so fat. When I was on top, my knees weren't touching the bed. I was like planking.
Were you like rocking?
Fat chicks.
You getting them abs in for sure.
Yeah. So I clean myself up. And I go outside, and she goes, "Is there cups in the bathroom?" And I went, I don't know why. And she goes, "I have to take my medication." And I went, medication for what? And she goes,
chlamydia.
She goes, "I have epilepsy."
And
And I went, "Oh my God, I thought you were having an orgasm." And she was having one of those seizures, bro. And she had to go take her fucking medicine. I'm like, holy shit, bro. She went to the bathroom. I was dressed and brought her home, drove her right back to Brooklyn. And like, as soon as she came out, she's like, "What are you dressed for?" I'm like, "We're leaving. I'm taking you home." I was like, holy shit. But you guys' stories beat mine. Shit.
Not really, because we're like, we're bodybuilders. Well, exclude Bo from this, but bodybuilders, we get ready for show. We diet, we take diuretics. When I'm dieted down for a show, it looks like a fucking stack of quarters. It's just all fucking gone. I want to have that aura Bo has it when he's got the girl there and he drops the pants and she's sitting there like she just saw Bigfoot. And you're like, "That's right, you're gonna get it." Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all one time. I ain't gonna say the person's name though. I was getting ready for a show one time, and like I go back there. Where at first I used to go back there. "You want a sock?" "No, I don't forget that. Just come on, spray me." So, they tell you go to turn or whatever. I'm turned to the back. You know what I'm saying? She getting my back, spraying my back. She said, "Turn around." So when I turn around, turn around and that thing slung. She said, "Ooh." Look, it wasn't intensity, but I ain't know she was that close to me. When you turn around, you try to turn around fast. I got my and I just swung around and hit upside her face.
That is never even. I can't even not. I can't even. I wouldn't even be able to knock over this bottle of Celsius if I turned around.
Poor girl's got brain damage ever since he did it. She now goes to bodybuilding shows with Make-A-Wish.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I fucked this Asian chick many years ago. I told the story on Generation Iron.
This is the best bodybuilding podcast ever, isn't it?
Yeah, hardcore bodybuilders love this shit. No, but I'm in the fucking bathroom and I look and I see a little teeny piece of broccoli on the end of my dick because I cracked her in the can. And I'm like, fucking, dude, broccoli, a little piece of broccoli.
A chocolate chip. That's happened to me before. Yeah.
Oh, bro, I hate that shit. It was
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
broccoli,
Yeah.
though. It was like gross.
It
You
was
know?
this girl I was dating. We broke up, and she wanted to get back together, and she would never let me hit it in the can. And I said to her, all right, I was living in Staten Island, had my own apartment at the time, and I was like, all right, come on over. And I said, the only way we're getting together is if getting back is if you let me do that. She's like, all right, cool, no problem. So I didn't do it where she was doggy style. I did it where her legs were up in the air, and. So I'm fucking plowing, and then I'm done, and I look down, and there's a chocolate chip at the end of my dick,
You
and
hit mud.
and I looked down, and she just looked at me and said, "Hey, listen, you wanted to do it," and I was like, I guess, yeah, Lee, like you're right, man. It's before
do you
you
find
come.
do you find this upsetting sometimes when you get with a girl, right? You finally get with a girl, and she tells you that bullshit. Oh, you're my soulmate. I love you. All the crap they come out with. I've never met
Astrology.
anyone like you. And you be going out, then you say to them, "Can we do anal?" No, no. I'm like, why not? I tried that with my ex, and it hurt. I'm thinking, wait a minute. You mean the abusive ex who ran up your credit cards, who you hated? You let him try. I'm your soulmate, and you won't even let me put the tip in. Fuck you. It's like
That's right.
I can't be your soulmate if you won't even give me a go. Do it
Yeah.
nicely. It's like, damn you, then. And then they always say too. This is another thing with women: childbirth. You hear them say, "That's the most painful thing ever. That's the most painful thing, giving birth." Your mum always remind you. You know the pain I went through having you. Yeah, mum, you've told me fucking 100 times, yeah, whatever. But it's like they say that's the most painful thing, and I'm calling bullshit because they'll have a baby, they'll have 2, 3, some 4, 5, 6, or 7, but fucking anal sex, they'll do it once and say it hurt and never do it again. So I think anal sex must be more painful than childbirth because
That's right.
they keep spitting kids out, but they won't let you fucking go back in the back door if you do it wrong the first time.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
and you're
maybe
100.
Oh, right?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
He'll
Yeah,
cure. You wouldn't want to be the.
Hey, Bo goes in the front door and goes out the back.
I actually tried to explain. I actually tried to explain to a girl why that's offensive to guys. Like it wasn't the anal thing with me. It was the girl would not sleep with me. She wouldn't have sex with me. It was like we were dating for a few weeks, like 3 weeks or whatever it was, and she wouldn't. And I said to her one night, "Did you ever have a one night stand?" And she goes, "Yeah, I did." And I got really fucking pissed, and that's when I broke up with her. Right. So we're trying to work things out and we're talking. And I actually tried to explain to her, I'm like, let me try to explain to you if I could talk like if I was like, let me try to speak woman, right? And I said, let's say your girlfriend, let's say you go and you buy this beautiful Louis Vuitton bag that you want, and it's $4,000, and you spend the money, you save up, and you go and you spend the money, and you buy the bag. And the next day, you see your girlfriend, and you say, "Where'd you get that bag?" And she got it at the same store, and it's the same bag, and she says to you, "How much did you spend on that?" And the girl says, "I spent 2,000." And it's like, wouldn't you be fucking pissed that you had to put all that work and extra money into something that got it for half price?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we look at women when you tell us that we gave it up for nothing and I have to put all that work in. And still it made no sense then. I thought it was a pretty good analogy. I was really trying, but no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. Forget it. They're on a whole new fucking.
They're all given a book, I think, at birth, how to fuck men up. It's like you can never work them out. When you think you've worked them out, they'll change the whole thing. And then you ever been in those arguments where 100% you're right, but at the end of the argument, you start questioning yourself, like, well, maybe I am wrong. It's like
maybe I am
fucking
fucked up.
twist shit around, and it's like...
yeah, and they also trade they also have a quotations book they must fucking hand to each other because the catchphrases they use is unbelievable. Soulmate. Or when you're getting divorced, that's a good one. He was a narcissist. I outgrew him. What's another one? He was emotionally abusive. That's a good one.
Well, he wouldn't let me controlling. He wouldn't let me be myself.
Yeah, that's right. Very controlling.
All the women watch Sex in the City. That's where they're getting this stuff.
That's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. They want their.
But I did. Like I said, I gave that on one podcast where I told you where this is for guys. If you're in a relationship and I don't say people should cheat, but if you do cheat or you're doing something, you got to be aware of the skunk puss, because the skunk puss is a real thing. Because if you're single and you get with a girl, you could be finger popping her, you could be doing whatever, and you're like, oh, that smells so sweet, and doing whatever. But have you ever noticed, if you're in a relationship and you do have a little affair and you finger pop them or fuck them, that smell shit doesn't come off. No. It's because that bitch knows that you're in a relationship, and just up behind that fallopian tube, I'm sure there's a little gland that goes, and it fucking sprays your cock. And even if you shower, you've been there, you've had a shower, an hour later you're taking a piss and you stand there, you're like, I can still smell her pussy. What the fuck? The missus is going to smell it. If I can smell it, she's going to smell it. So they've got that little gland in there that gets you like a fucking skunk.
Like it's a cobra.
Cool.
Yeah.
They might get bad shit like that.
Maybe I can get a government grant, and study this thing, the skunk puss, because it's real.
Greg, did that ever happen to you?
Oh,
were you ever with a girl that smelled so bad that you couldn't
go
through with it?
I was, what's funny? I like skinny chicks that look like they're 15 and stuff. But I one time.
No wonder you went to jail, you motherfucker.
I like a little laugh. I one time fucked a fat chick, right? And she stunk so bad. It was unbelievable. Where it was on my hands. I couldn't get it. I actually wiped it on her. You know what I mean? Because it was unbelievable. So listen to this. I was about like 19 years old. I came home. My father was going to work. And he looked at me and he goes, Jesus Christ, did you shit your pants? And I said, no, I didn't shit my pants. He goes, what the hell is that goddamn smell? And I said, you don't want to know what that smell was. The girl's name was Nubia. She had like a fucking thing for like guys that were muscular and everything. And my friends put her in my car. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh Christ, I don't want to take her home. And she actually got out of the car. She goes, I have to piss first, right? We went to this parking lot. She gets out of the car. She's smoking a cigarette. She's taking a piss. And all of a sudden I hear like this a little fart and everything. I'm like, oh my God. But she starts touching the fucking Picholi God down there. And when stiff dick has no conscience. Before you know it, you're in there and you're fucking that box was all fucking soupy and wet and shit. And I knew it. I was like, holy Christ, like I was gutting a fish on a Klondike or something, take out Sheepshead Bay to fucking.
I told you. Once that dick gets hard, the smell of the obesity all goes out the window. And you shoot your load,
bro, I fucking went
back. It comes flooding back like PTSD. It's like, Eric.
Oh, it was brutal, bro. It was brutal. No more fat chicks after that. Even under her tits stunk. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
get up and you're like,
what do you smell it under her tits for? What do you want to sniff under her tits? What the fuck?
Well, you're over there like you're fucking grabbing the tits and they're fucking underneath this fucking. It's all steamy and shit. So when I'm telling you, my father was like, Jesus Christ. What
about the first time you ever banged that? You ever finger pop a girl and you pull your hand out, you're like, what's all this white fucking Play-Doh? Bro, I can go make a loaf of bread. I can make a loaf of bread with all this fucking yeast. I'm like,
Jesus
and then
Christ,
it builds up around your balls, so your balls look like a snowman from all the fucking yeast. and then the girl tries to be nice and go, the girl's like polite going, oh, look, you made me come hard. I'm like, you've got a fucking infection. You didn't come hard.
Dude, I fucked a chick in the ass once, and I'm grabbing my cock and I feel all the Vaseline on my cock, and I look later on, it's not Vaseline, it was shit. And I look, shit kicked in the hole of my dick, and I knew I was.
What gave it away? The corn?
I got chlamydia. Really bad. I got.
Did you really?
Yeah. I remember the doctor. I go in there and he fucking fingers your ass and he touches your prostate and all this ugats comes out of there. It was bad, bro. It was so bad. I had gonorrhea once too. It was worst fucking. It was really bad. Where you can't even just the pressure of your pants touching your fucking piece of ugat. The pressure. You were like. You didn't even want to keep your pants zipped up. That's how bad.
Well, it's weird. It's weird you're talking about the pain there, because when I had that problem down there, and the doctor put the needle in. He drained like almost 500 mils of blood out of there because he just kept poking it and drain it. And then he would squeeze it and blood would come out like a sprinkler. Like Greg saw the blood everywhere. Yeah. But then like for 2 weeks, I had to have it bandaged up and it was that sore and hard. But it's like I told Greg, the weirdest thing from that was the pain I experienced from the needles going in, him fucking squeezing it and everything else. For like 6 months after that, every time I'd have sex with the missus and we'd get a bit fucked up, I got 2 sliding doors. I'd put my cock in the middle and I'd slam the fucking doors on my cock like that because I somehow enjoyed the pain. And then I'm like, honey, I'm going to go in the kitchen and do a line. And as I'm doing a line, I got my dick in the kitchen drawer and I'm
I
slamming,
remember that. Dick in the kitchen
it.
drawer and he's slamming it. Jason, you weren't here, but he leaves out my house and he puts his dick pic. This fuck when his dick was in the fucking hospital. It was like fucking. It looked like salami. It was like brown and red. It was all fucked up. It had holes in the side. He was blue all the way up to his belly button from that.
I still had the needle hanging out the picture that I sent you. The needle was still stuck
Oh my
in
God,
the
I
side
couldn't
of
even
it.
look at it. He's putting all these pictures on my phone.
What was it from?
It's Cavijet,
Well, I was doing, when you do a
now they call it Trimix, the shit, the prostaglandin that you
Right.
shoot in your dick.
The injection that you put in your dick and your dick gets
PGF.
Well, the thing was, I'd already taken a couple of Viagra beforehand because, when you're on the coke, it's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. You go to put it in. Hold on, honey, I'll be ready again. Quick, get on. Too late. You got to get back on. So when my mate said, inject this in, I injected. And he goes, and when I told him it's been 3 days, it hasn't gone down. He's like, well, I did give you a bit extra because you were more muscular. I said, I don't think it works that way when you're putting stuff in your dick that you need to give me more.
Yeah, if you go to a doctor, they actually fucking measure that shit,
yeah.
Bob Bonham had it because Bob had prostate cancer and they removed his prostate. So they give it to guys that had their prostates removed and you could still get the fucking piece legato, still get hard. So, but if you give that to somebody who doesn't really have a problem with getting a hard on or whatever, and you give them too much, they have to go to the hospital and they have to actually drink. Oh, you had that happen?
No.
Yeah, I have it in my refrigerator. I have the Trimix in my refrigerator, and I have like 25 Viagra in my closet. So,
well, you know what?
yeah, it has had it hurts like a not that this. It doesn't hurt. When you put in too much, your dick is like it's fucking, and too much could be like a unit more, right? And it's like it's pounding. It hurts like fucking hell, like to the point where the sex isn't even like good anymore.
Raise their hand now. Who thinks that John should donate that to Bo for his next contest? I want to see him come out on stage and fucking knock everybody fucking out.
It's not like the old days.
Tyler Mannion in the front row, fucking whacking the head.
With a cold water bottle on there.
No, that won't work. Trust me. Lee tried all that. I think Lee was sticking his dick in like fucking ice cubes.
No, the first hospital I went to, the woman brought out a big thing of ice water, bandages. She wrapped it like the mummy, and for 20 minutes, she just squeezed and squeezed. I said, I don't think it's working. She's like, no, I've called another hospital. The urologist is waiting for you there. And now I'm thinking, I'm going to go up. There's going to be a room full of doctors and nurses, and I'm going to have to go in and go, oh, look what I did, blah, blah, blah. But just this one doctor was there, and he's like commenting, and he's like, oh, you have nice girth. I said, can you not talk about my dick? Can we just fix the problem here? And my mate that drove me there, as he's draining it, he's like, so how often do you two have sex and that? I'm like, Adam, he thinks we're fucking gay now. Now he thinks we're gay because you brought me in.
Do you know that's how Ravishing Rick Rude died? Do you remember the wrestler Ravishing Rick Rude?
Yeah, what happened?
Before, they didn't have Trimix back in the day, and it had just come out with Viagra. It was like the late 90s. So this guy, the Honky Tonk Man, tells the story on the podcast, right? So he grounded up as good as he can Viagra, thinking if he injects it into his dick, he doesn't have to wait the hour or being on an empty stomach. He injects it into his dick. A few days later, it's so infected, he has to go to the fucking hospital. It's so infected that they had to cut his dick and balls away.
No.
Yeah, dude. I swear to God, I'll send you the interview of Honky Tonk Man telling the fucking story. So they cut everything away. He goes home and he drinks and he does drugs till he's dead, and that's how he fucking died.
I almost died like that one night when I was doing the coke and that in here watching porn. And I remember because I don't really drink. I hate the taste. So I was trying to mix vodka with juice and that so I could get a bit more buzz on. Ran out of juice and I got the vodka there left. And I'm like, I'll try drinking. I'm like, oh. Then I remember my wife told me a story about a guy that had some sort of stomach cancer or liver cancer and he couldn't drink anymore. So he used to put the alcohol up his ass. So in my coked out mind, I'm thinking, I can't drink any more of this.
Why not? It makes sense.
So I got a wall in my office just there. Here I am, laying on my back, pants off, feet up on the wall, trying to twist. Never used a twisty top one. Trying to twist the vodka bottle up my ass to pour the vodka in my ass. My wife walks in and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "I can't drink anymore. It's making me feel sick. So I'm trying to put it in my ass." Remember that guy? I said, "You told me the guy." No, I said, "You told me the guy did it." And she's like, "Yeah, but he also fucking died because it didn't go through his liver and kidneys. He died of alcohol poisoning." I went, "Oh."
I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
All this talking about dicks and shit. Now I thought Lee was gonna act when I saw Lee's dick, right? The picture. I was like, fucking Lee, you're lucky they didn't fucking cut that thing off because it was like
My wife was worried. My wife said, "It might never work again." I'm like, "What, you're gonna leave me?" She goes, "Well, maybe." I said, "I thought you loved me. Sex is a big part, but come on, I wouldn't leave you if you didn't have sex anymore."
Yeah, but
I might cheat, but I wouldn't fucking leave you.
Forget about it not working anymore. That fucking thing looked like it was ready to get fucking chopped. I mean, you're lucky. That thing was.
Hey, it was the closest thing to the eggplant emoji you've ever seen.
Holy, it was bad, bro. I see that shit was bad. I couldn't believe the pictures he was showing me. It was like I was like, Lee, man, you're lucky. He was black and blue up to his belly. It was like this big fucking black and blue.
What year was this?
This was Tuesday.
What day is it today? Hey, no, but that was probably like 3 or 4, no, at least 4 or 5 years ago. But there have been times I've almost, like I said, sometimes if she's not in the mood, I would go get cocaine. I'd sit here, put the porn on here, and then I'd like get the massage gun, put it on number 10. Then the next day I'm like, why the fuck am I so swollen and bruised everywhere? But that was like the first time I did the coke. I told the story of everyone talks about it with the shoelace and the coffee table because
I was going to say that. Yeah, you remember that one.
Yeah, when I was doing that one, it's like I had coke for the first time and I'm watching porn. And I'm like, it's okay. And all of a sudden it must have kicked in. And I'm watching the porn. I'm like, "You dirty fucking whore. You take that dick." And I'm starting to yell at the TV. I'm like, fuck, now I'm getting more turned on. I take my pants off. I get lube out. And I'm starting to play with myself. I'm like, fuck, now I'm so soft. How is this going to work? So I thought, oh, I got an idea. I got my shoelace off my fucking shoe, tied one end into my cock, the other end on the coffee table, and I sat there just stroking it like like a barber, how he sharpens his blade. That's me sitting there. And all of a sudden, my cat's on the counter. My cat's looking at me. So as I'm whacking off, I'm like, "How dare you judge me, you fucking cat? I feed you." And then I'm doing stuff. But then I just cracked up laughing because I figured, look at yourself, Lee. You're fucking a mess. You used to be a professional bodybuilder. You're sitting there naked on the floor. Your cock's tied to the coffee table. And I figure if I die right now, this is how my mum's going to find me with my cock tied to the coffee table, cocaine on there, and porn on the TV. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dude, a judgmental pussy, that cat. But, dude, you ever see fucking Lee when Lee's on a thing with his mother and shit like that? He's saying the most fucked up shit. He's fucking crazy.
So, all right. So you reminded me of a story that I got, right?
Uh-oh.
So, when I had my own place, you know how when you live with somebody, whether you're married or you're a kid and you're living at home and you watch porn, you shut the volume off, right? You don't want anybody to hear it. Well, when you live by yourself, that's, you keep the volume up. You don't really care, right? So, and you know how when you watch porn, you go into like, you like certain things this month, certain things that month. You might like Spanish girls, you might like big asses, you might like big titties, you might like Asian girls, right? Well, this one particular month, I was really into black girls, okay? And I could actually tell you the sites. So there was 40-ounce bounce. There was a ghetto. There was ghetto gaggers was another one. Brown and brown, white dicks on black chicks. It was all different, right? So I meet this girl from Sheepshead Bay, Russian, obviously not black, right? So her and I were just like fuck friends. Like we would go out, maybe get a drink, get something to eat. We'd go back to her apartment and I'd bang her, right? And I'm at her house and I got her bent over the couch and I'm banging her and I talk a lot of shit when I'm having sex. I talk mad shit, right? So I'm banging this girl and all of a sudden I just said, "Yeah, bitch, take that fucking dick. Take that big black cock." And then she did this. She went like this. She was bent over and she went. And I just put my head down and I was like, I just let it fucking go. And I never said anything again. She never said anything. We
We
just
never
kept,
saw her again.
yeah, yeah. Actually, you want to hear a fucked up story? What I did to that girl? That was actually pretty bad. Um, yeah, I used to do electrical work on the side for a long time because I was an electrician for 10 years.
Hold on, John. I got to interject in case anyone wants to know. Biceps, 6 sets, heavyweight, 6 to 8 reps. I just want people to know we do talk bodybuilding. Carry on.
Yeah, okay.
Drop the reps, increase the dosage. Go ahead.
Yeah. So same girl. I stopped talking to her, so on and so forth. She buys a condo and she wants me to do the electrical work, right? And she goes, "How much is it going to cost me?" And I was like, it's not gonna cost you anything. You know what you got to do."
Harvey
And she,
Weinstein.
yeah, exactly. And she goes, okay, yeah, no problem. So I go to the fucking girl's house, the new condo. The real estate person is there. Her father's there. The father's telling me that all the electrical work that she wants done, and so on and so forth. After that, I take her home. I go to her apartment and I fucking bang her, right? And then I don't talk to her. And like I don't return a text message or nothing. And like a week later, she texts me and she goes, "Are you gonna do the work or not?" And I just wrote back, "No."
Y'all already did the
That's the
work.
same girl.
Yeah.
John wrote back, "I'm too busy doing the electrical work at your dad's place."
Oh shit! Thanks, Lee. You fuck.
He was better looking.
You guys are fucked up, man. Jesus Christ.
So I know Dorian's competing in the Masters. When's your next show, Bo?
Man, I just did Atlanta and Chicago a week apart and placed second in both of them.
Okay.
And I don't know how that happened.
Never try and work out how things like that happen because you'll go mad.
And yeah, who did you go up against in Atlanta?
Carrot Baggio.
Oh, okay, I could kind of get that one, right? But then you went the next week was that's the one
Marcelo.
that was the one that was questionable. It was like, okay, yeah, that was the one that was like, eh.
But Marcelo actually a good guy. That's one of my guys, but that's my friend. I've
Yeah.
been knowing Marcelo for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And like me and him took off 2023. He took off for a personal reason. I took off to get better.
Right.
And I knew like I'm going into these, so I don't put that work in and hey, it ain't go my way.
Yeah, but taking second to Kareth, like Kareth, what he came in fourth last year at the Olympia, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he came in fourth. Then who was the guy who took third? The Spanish guy, Angel Calderon, right? And then it was Clarita and Keon. That's right.
Yeah.
So
We're actually going to talk bodybuilding now.
no, we don't have to.
Greg,
Lee and I are sitting there like,
Greg.
oh, fuck.
Sit there, be quiet for a minute, Greg. We're talking bodybuilding.
Yeah. So
Hey,
I want to
Bo,
know.
Bo, did you get hit with any damage from the storm?
Dorian froze.
Oh, Bo.
Dorian, but
Bo froze too. Bo,
Yeah.
did you get hit with any damage from the storm?
Nah, we ain't got no difference right here.
oh, that's good.
Coming back.
Oh, there he goes. You got him back.
Sorry, I turned my Wi-Fi off.
Dorian is in Colorado, right? You didn't did you get you didn't get
They got it. They're good.
yeah.
I was down in Florida for that hurricane.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. It was in Daytona. That's right.
Daytona. I flew in a day early just so I wouldn't have the stress of like dealing with that hurricane coming in.
That's
Didn't
right. I
want
forgot.
But where I was in Florida, I flew in Orlando, then I was over on the East Coast, so it didn't really hit me. I got some wind and rain, but
Well, we know Dorian is doing the Masters Olympia. Are you going to do any other shows next year? You going to do the Open again, or just concentrate on that one?
yeah, I'm going to do some more open shows.
Oh, I figure that.
Well, here's my ideal schedule. If everything works out perfectly, it's going to work just like this. Went to Daytona Beach to get my qualification. Got it. Want to go to Masters Olympia? Win it. Get the qualification for that year's Olympia. In between those shows is the Legion show, so I can qualify for the next year's Olympia and do the Olympia. Knock those Masters, Legions, and Olympia out in a matter of like 6 weeks.
That's a pretty good plan. Now we got to see what Luke does, though. But Luke might be on stage with you at that Legion next year, bro.
Oh.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Lee's like,
That'll be good.
I might be on that one.
And I just heard like 2 or 3 shows, and all I thought was, "Fuck all that dieting. Fuck, I don't know if I could ever do that."
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, you haven't dieted for like, yeah, I occasionally might, if I got to do like a TV show here or something, I might lose a drop of 5 kilos or so, 10, 15 pounds. But to get into that frame of mind again, because, with this nerve damage, I thought if that come good, I wouldn't mind doing the Masters again. Physically, I could, but I don't know if mentally I could just commit to 16 weeks of doing that again. I'm just like, I don't know if I got Limmy anymore.
Yeah, man, it's like a fighter who's just like, I don't know if I could fucking do this. It's like it was like Tyson's last fight when he said, I just don't have it in my stomach anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore. That's it. What about you, Luke?
Bodybuilding is so mental too. Like, yes, it's physical. The training's hard, dieting's hard, but I always tell people up here, this is your worst enemy when it comes to getting ready for contests, anything. It's like the shit that goes on in your head. It's just like, I look shit today. I look crap. I'm not going to do it. I am going to do it. It's like the head games where, you can't sleep because you're just thinking about the show. You're thinking about this. It's like, if you can control this, bodybuilding would be easy. But I said, it's such a head game, especially like I said, the last week or two, then it really fucking starts fucking with your head. It's like,
well, odds, we talk about this all the time, me and Jason. I was obviously never at your guys' level, but Jason was there plenty of times. He talks about this all the time, how you have to be mentally strong to be a bodybuilder. It's no joke.
It's beyond that. We all got to be fucked up to a certain degree. You got
to be mental and mentally strong.
Yeah. And for me, it got to the point where, you're tired of being neurotic, like the last fucking 2 weeks, pinching your ass, feeling your skin, looking in the mirror. It just becomes, it's fucking nauseating after a while. When
in the middle of the night and you're like, okay.
Is everything still there?
Yeah.
Is everything still there? Like it's gonna magically fucking
How
vanish.
many times, like the nights before a show, you go into the bathroom and you turn the lights on, you can barely see, and you're like, I think I still look good. And then I'll wake the wife up. Come here, come have a look. What do you want? Just fucking come in here, have a look. How am I looking? You look good. Oh, you're just fucking saying that. Go back to bed. I look like shit.
Yeah. And dude, and I don't want to discourage Luke and Bo and Dorian because they're still enjoying it, but we did it so long and so often, that it got to the point where when you're done. You just know when you're done, and they're not there yet. But in a couple of years, dude, they will hit a point. Everybody hits a point where it's just you lose a little bit of that drive, or maybe you just kind of get to a point where, hey, you know what? I'm tired of torturing myself. I'm tired of putting myself through this. And there's other things you could torture yourself with in life. It doesn't have to all be bodybuilding related.
Yeah, a woman.
Just get married. Just get married.
Hey, John.
That's torture.
Speaking of Tyson,
I'm on my 5th marriage. So if you want to know about it, I'm on my 5th marriage. So
are you serious?
Yeah, I like torturing myself. So this is my plan though. After the 5th marriage, if I touch wood, I'll never get divorced again. But if I do, next time I see a girl, I'm just going to find one I fucking hate her guts. I'm just going to be like, hey, you're a cunt. I fucking hate you. Just take half my shit. There you go. I'll forget the whole marriage part. Just find someone you really hate and give her half your shit to begin with, because that's how it ends up.
Jesus Christ. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, speaking of, you brought up Tyson, and do you think that this fight's going to be legit with him and Jake Paul?
I don't even think it's going to happen. I don't think it's even going to happen. I think it's
I think it's a setup that they're going to fucking, I don't know. I just don't believe.
Well, originally it was supposed to be it was going to be 10 rounds. No, sorry. It was going to be 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds, and they were going to wear, I think, 14 or 15 ounce gloves. And so they were really making it easy for Tyson, if that makes sense. Okay. And because he's in his, what is he? He's got to be close to 60.
He's
probably
he's
58.
gonna be 58, I think, by the time they fight.
Yeah. So doing 10 3-minute rounds is a lot at that age. I don't care. I know he's an incredible athlete, but they were really trying to make it as and I think that those size gloves, they knew what they were doing on Paul's side, because they really don't want him to get hurt, because he is the money man. Let's face it. Right. You know what I mean?
Because usually he will get hurt.
Oh yeah, because usually you wear 8 or 9, between 8 or 9 or 10 ounce gloves. There's no governing body in boxing, so every state is 12. Different. Yeah, every state is different. Every state is different. But normally they're anywhere from 8 to 10 ounce gloves, and So sometimes the ref can stop it. Sometimes the ref can't stop it. The ring size is different in every state. So where they were doing it, I forgot where they were doing it, but they were making it so that it was basically as safe and possible to get this fight off as much. It's just to make money. This whole
I
thing is
think
just
they're going to call it a draw. I think that even if Tyson
well. That's
smacks him
what
down, they're
that's
going
what
to
happened
call it
last
a draw
time.
so it could be a second fight because that's where they're going
Yeah.
to make the money. Even if Tyson smacks him around, they're gonna still try to say it was a draw because then it's going to be like, oh, he was robbed. That's bullshit and all that. But Jake Paul is no joke
He
either. He
can
does
fight.
have fucking some
He he he
punching
he.
power, but I don't think he's in. Obviously, a younger Mike Tyson would absolutely destroy him.
No, no, Mike. Yeah, Jake Paul can fight, and he takes fighting very serious.
Yes,
But the one guy, and he trains very hard. But the one guy that he actually fought that was a pro fighter was Tyson Fury's younger brother, who
Tommy
was
Fury.
yeah,
Right.
and he lost. But he was the
Yeah.
only guy that was an actual professional fighter. Everybody else was either a washed up MMA guy or a washed up athlete or something like that. And so when they threw him in there with Tyson, this is purely a moneymaker. And you're right, they did when Tyson fought Roy Jones. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. They made it. He was a draw at the end. It was
Yeah,
a
but
draw.
that was you hit me, I hit you. It's like, here, let's play tap like this. That's all
Yeah,
that
they
was.
they
You know what I
know
mean?
they listen. They know if you watch that fight, Tyson was going to the body the whole time. He didn't even throw a
Mhm.
headshot.
Right.
That
You
That's
was
what,
a
know,
no,
And
that
even,
was
even
no knockout clause. They had a no
yeah.
knockout clause in that one.
but I
Oh, is
just
that what
think
it
that
was?
they want it's a money grab. And the
That's
biggest thing would
exactly
be
what
is
it
if
is.
it was a draw and he had to have a second fight. You know what I mean? I just don't see anybody really winning. I mean, if God forbid, I'm Tyson all the way. God forbid Jake Paul drops him or something like that. Tyson's legacy, it hurts his legacy. So people that say, "Oh, Jake Paul's gonna take a fall," or that ain't gonna happen. There's no way that Tyson would go for that. I do
Listen,
think
you
he
you
could
want to
easily
hear?
knock
I'm
him
a
out.
I'm a I'm a boxing dude. Okay, you want to hear how bad boxing is getting? There was two scenarios very recently, professional legitimate fights. Two scenarios that this actually happened that you would have never have thought this was happen. Mayweather fought Gotti's grandson, John Gotti the third.
Right? Yeah.
Right. This was the second time they fought, I believe. Okay,
Mhm.
they had the referee. Now Mayweather was promoting it, but the referee and the judges are supposed to be neutral. Okay. The referee calls a foul on Mayweather,
And
says that Mayweather hit him in the back of the head, calls a foul on Mayweather. Mayweather fires him in the middle of the
So that
fucking fight, throws him out, literally tells him to get the fuck out of here, throws him out, brings another ref in. Okay. So if that doesn't tell you that, then this happened. This happened a couple of days ago. There was a fight between Garcia and this guy named Haney, I think, if you saw. And Haney lost. Garcia really took it to him. Okay, this was like a welterweight fight. So there were rumors floating around that
the drug
Garcia
test.
failed the drug test. Okay, Haney is now suing Garcia because he failed the drug test, and supposedly he did not. What he's actually suing him for is assault because he did not
Comply
commit
with
to
regulations.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you have to be fucking kidding me. It's like what like there is just this is why boxing nobody watches it. It's
I'm going to
no
take notes. I'm going to take notes for this. I'm going to go back. What, the 98 Olympics or 99? I'm
yeah.
still on Ronnie Coleman. He used more growth hormone than me. Fuck him.
John Gotti's
I'm
grandson,
gonna,
but John Gotti's grandson is an MMA fighter more than he is a boxer. So that
Yeah.
was a little odd too. You know what I mean? Because a lot of those MMA fighters are not really good in the
They're not
ring.
good boxers. No, it's a whole
They're
different
not.
sport. A lot of
I
people don't
mean,
realize that. Your feet, your footwork is different. Where you hold your hands is different. Your
right? Look at
reaction time
Francis
is different.
Ngannou. Look at Ngannou. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although he did really good against Fury. I thought he did a good job there, but he got starched with that other guy. You know what I mean?
I
I
know.
don't
Tell
know.
me about it.
if you're fighting Gotti, and they did give him the win on points or whatever, I don't think I'm going to really go against the Gotti family and argue the points.
Well, they're
they,
bad.
they was fighting in the ring though. They both of them sides got in the ring was fighting.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And the first one, an all-out brawl happened. Yeah, yeah. In the ring, outside the ring. Yeah, absolutely. And the Gottis are back in the news. I don't know if you heard this, but John Gotti's I forgot daughter. It's John Gotti's grandson, the daughter's son, got
Right.
arrested. Got arrested for COVID. When you know how you be able to get federal funds.
Yeah.
Well, it was a COVID fraud scheme, and he got like I don't know over $1 million, and he invested it in was it cybersecurities or something like that?
Shit.
And now he's looking to go back to jail. And John Gotti's daughter, John Gotti Jr.'s daughter and wife got into a fight at a basketball game where the daughter and the wife beat up some girl that was on the opposing team. But and they pulled her wig off. The girl had a wig on. It was fucking ridiculous. But anyway, all right, gentlemen.
You think sometimes people do that? It's like, let's do this for the Instagram or Facebook, get a bit of attention again. Sometimes it's like, just when the Kardashians die down, you're like, thank God we don't hear about the Kardashians. All of a sudden, they do something stupid and they're all in the news again. It's like,
especially
I met John Gotti Jr., bro, and that fucking guy, when he was around with his crew sitting with him, those guys just look at you, and if you say, "How you doing?" They just look at you, and they kind of even it's like not even a half nod. They'll just go like that. It's like sitting with a bunch of pit bulls that you think at any moment you don't do anything wrong. You're saying a lot, you know. And
Greg, you haven't got over when you got beat up by Wahlberg security, so be quiet.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You didn't know Greg had Wahlberg on the ground, and all of a sudden security came in.
Oh, bro, I got my ass kicked by those guys. Bad.
All right, listen, I'm gonna let everybody go.
I had him; he couldn't move.
Yeah, you did it. You did get a couple of shots in, right? On
yeah. Well, I pretty much had him in, had him in a scissor and a headlock, and I was hitting him and shit like this, but I couldn't do anything. They were fucking kneeing me in the face and shit. By the time I was done, I had a shirt on and I had to hold my pants closed like this because my pants were ripped off. They beat the fuck out of me.
Oh shit!
Are you saying Mark Wahlberg tried to rape you?
No, I had him going, bro. I had him.
Was this a Diddy freak off party?
No, did it.
For the right amount of money, bro. I have no pride. Trust me.
All right, I've been trying to end the show, but it's impossible with these two.
Well, what did we learn from today? If you do 6 to 8 reps of barbell curl, you'll get
big. And if you're gonna have anal sex, clean this out.
Don't forget the 200 grams of test.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Special thank you to Lee and Greg. I appreciate it, and all the other guys. Thank you.
God bless all you guys.
We will be in touch soon. All right, fellas. Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
Later.